Hey everybody, Jen Hatmaker here, your host of the For the Love podcast. Welcome to the show and welcome back to our series called For the Love of Favorite Pastimes. We just wanted to do this. We've actually been talking about this series for over a year. I am drawn to creative people. I am drawn to people who innovate art and content and products and design and music and carve out these like lovely places in their lives where they feel energized and inspired and are making beautiful and interesting things for the world. I have always been inspired by that. And I'm like, let's gather like a bunch of people who really steered into their pastime, into their hobby, into their creative outlet. And I am just loving this entire series. I feel inspired by our guests in it. Now, as many of you know, my love for nerding out over good books and stories is so deep and ingrained in who I am. I created my own book club. I have the Jen Hatmaker Book Club because I just wanted that to be just a part of my community where we could gather around a pastime that we loved, which is reading. It brings me so much joy to interact literally with the thousands of women who value books as much as I do. And so this particular portion of what I love to do, reading, is kind of the front door to what brought me into today's guest. We're going to explore this incredibly interesting and innovative intersection of two creative outlets with the absolutely amazing Stephanie Hockersmith, who's on today. She is the creator of the book Pie. Okay. I don't even know what to say. I can't explain what she does enough. She's been featured on GMA, Better Homes and Gardens. She was just on the Today Show. So here's what Stephanie did. This is what she invented. She's known for her incredible pies, each of which feature some sort of iteration or interpretation of a book cover on the top. A book that she loves, a book that she was reading, a book that has a gorgeous like design. And so she just combined two of her favorite passions, reading and baking. And she's like, something in here, I'm going to make a connection. And she found the most incredible creative niche. So because of what she does, okay, I said this in the middle of the interview, but I'm going to say it right now too. But I want to save you some time. Right this very second, before you get into this interview, I want you to pause this episode and I want you to go to Instagram and I want you to look Stephanie up and follow her. Her Instagram account is called PieLadyBooks. Like, I need you to look at what I'm talking about, or you're just going to be like, I don't really get what you're saying. I need you to go look and see. Like, this is bananas what she does. And so it's so artistic and beautiful and creative. And I just am shook by her talent. And so because of her incredible gift here at this like invented genre, she gained a pretty quick following. Her following is growing and growing and growing because people are in awe of what she's making. Y'all remember my friend Glennon Doyle's beautiful book, Untamed. I don't know if you can remember the cover, but it was really artistic. And so Stephanie created a pie out of it that I just cannot quit staring at. Like, I'm looking at it right this second on my phone. It's just over the top. It's over the top. We had recently Morgan Harper Nichols in on our Faith Shaker series. And you guessed it, her book, All Along You Were Blooming, Stephanie made into a flowery pink and blue masterpiece. In book club, we read Elizabeth Aceveto's Clap When You Land. And Stephanie turned one of her other works called With the Fire on High into the jazziest little pie you ever did see. She's done classics. She's done recent bestsellers. She's done pies for some of our incredible podcast guests like Austin Channing Brown. and some who we have upcoming in the Jen Hatmaker Book Club. I'm just tickled by her and for her. I'm so thrilled that she just decided to make time for this. So we're going to talk in this episode about how she got started and why, what it has meant to her, and what she has to say to every budding creative out there who loves what it is you put your hand to and has a vision for what it might be able to be, whether that ends up being some sort of job or commercial success, or whether it's just for the love of it. And either way, it's worth it. It's worth your time. It's worth your investment, and it's worth your attention. And she is absolutely delightful. You are going to love her. You are 100% going to go follow her on Instagram. And I am so pleased to have her in this really fun series. So you guys, welcome in the absolutely incredible Stephanie Hockersmith. Stephanie, I am so excited to meet you, and I'm so happy you're on the show. And this is going to be the cutest and the most fun conversation. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Okay, so you just occupy your own little zip code in the universe. You created it and you filled it, and it's your deal and it's your space. And I am so excited to talk to you about it. So look, I've already filled my listeners in a little bit.
Okay.
About how it is that you're showing up in the world in your like creative and interesting way. But let's just go a little deeper here. So first of all, can you just, before we dive into that, can you just tell my listeners where you are, who's your people, your family, where are you at? Where'd you grow up? All that. Just give us like that. This is who I am in the world. And then we're going to get into this cool thing that you're doing.
Okay. Awesome. Yes, I am a stay-at-home mom of 2 boys. I have a almost 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, and they are just pure magic. Yeah. And I live in Colorado Springs, Colorado, and I just have been baking pies out of my kitchen for like 15 years, and am just really blessed with an amazing group of friends. My husband is an electrical project manager, and we've been married for about 15 years, and yeah, that's basically it. Just doing daily life with my little guys. They are everything to me.
Oh yeah. And 5 and 8, you're busy. That's busy boy age. Busy. It only gets better, what you're saying right now, because then you watch them really like grow into themselves with bigger ideas and more mature thoughts. And it's just, it gets better and better. Don't listen to what anybody tells you. Like these are the glory days and they only go downhill from here. It is not true. Okay, it is not true.
No, that's so good to know. Cause I've been grieving and each year they age. I'm like, you're getting
get excited. Teens and young adults are so much fun. Okay. Back to you. You like to bake, you like dessert. You're like, did you grow up doing this? Why do you know how to bake pies? First of all, why is this your thing? Why are you good at this?
This is an actually interesting story.
Okay.
Because I grew up, I've been baking since I was like 5 and made like cookies, cupcakes, that kind of thing. I got really, really sick about 15 years ago with a neurological, it was actually celiac disease, a severe allergy to gluten, but it affected me neurologically. So I was in a wheelchair, could barely walk or talk, just so sick. Once we found out what it was, so thankful it was a somewhat easy answer. It changed my whole baking world. It's like, how do I bake gluten-free? This is what I do to be, relax, and it's a huge part of me. My husband really loved pies. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try to really master a yummy gluten-free pie. Yeah. And I just researched, and it kind of kept me like alive in a lot of ways. As you're healing and your body's getting stronger, I had this project to work on. And so I started making these pies, and I wanted to make really beautiful pies. I had zero artistic ability. I had never been artistically gifted. That was my mom.
Surprised to hear that.
But I just really wanted to make beautiful pies, and I took a lot of pride in that. So I ended up being able to create this really delicious, beautiful gluten-free pie. And it was like something I was so proud of,
Of course.
And then along the lines of, about 3 years ago, I had always been a massive reader as well. And those, I would say the 2 things that kind of kept me going were the baking and the reading. I looked at a book one day and I was like, I would really love to turn that into a pie. I just think that'd be really cool. And then I just started, and then it morphed into this really cool thing I just would never in a million years have guessed for me. And it's just such a gift. I'm so grateful for it.
Okay, you guys, it's summertime and I'm super into fun sunglasses right now. They are an actual accessory, but it's hard to have like a million different sunnies to fit your mood for whatever you're doing, right? Like hauling the kids around or hanging out at the pool or going to brunch or vacays or staycays or like whatever. So I found this cool brand called Pair that has this problem solved. They have customizable sunglasses. So in addition to prescription glasses too, you guys, that literally allow you to change your look in a snap. Their glasses come with a base frame, everything from like a square frame to a sassy cat eye, like whatever shape you want, and a magnetic top frame that makes it easy to switch styles. And they literally have hundreds of top frame designs to match whichever base frame you choose. So yes, we would like to change our sunglasses and our glasses as much as we change our clothes. Thank you, Pair, for understanding. You guys, their base frames start at just $60, including prescription lenses. And one more thing to love. For every pair purchased, Pair provides glasses and vision care for kids around the world. Super incredible. So get glasses as unique as you are. One pair, infinite styles. And starting at just $60. So go to paireyewear.com/forthelove for 15% off your first purchase. That's 15% off, you guys, at paireyewear.com/forthelove. Parents, we can all use a little help from our friends. And parents of tweens and teens, if you know, this is especially true because they're maniacs. God bless them. This particular age group has its own set of challenges and bumps and roadblocks to navigate, and it all just feels like a lot because it is. That's why I developed a MeCourse to guide you through this season that's jam-packed with my greatest learnings over the years and practical, actionable steps forward. Okay, and I brought in a friend and shame-proof parenting expert, Mercedes Samudio, for this course to help us do it all without shame, because we know the feeling of parent shame is a real and debilitating thing. So we're going to cover how to establish healthy communication, what to do about codependency, which may not be what you think it is. So much more. It's all in here. And I can tell you a lot of my personal stories of my successes and failures as a parent, having done this 5 times now. We've also packed this MeCourse to the brim with so many resources to help you parent your kids in the healthiest, most connected, non-shaming way. And not just non-shaming for them, non-shaming for you. So if you have questions about parenting your growing kiddos, this is your course. When you register, you also get access to our private MeCourse support community of beautiful humans just like you. We're doing limited time pricing for the Parenting MeCourse. You can save $20 with the code parenting20 at mecourse.org. We're also doing a bundle deal for all 4 of my current MeCourses for $138, which you guys is half off. That's the most incredible deal. The other 3 MeCourses are finances, simplicity, and habits. Okay. Your code is 4-course bundle, the number 4-course bundle at mecourse.org. That's mecourse.org. So, okay, if you're listening to this right now, I just need you to pause. I want you to pause the episode really quickly. And I just want you to jog over really quick to Instagram. And I want you to look up Stephanie's account so that for the rest of this interview, you can get a feel for what it is we were talking about. So her account over on Instagram is PieLadyBooks. And like, you're not ready, listener. Like, you're not ready. I don't know what it is you're thinking, but I'm just telling you, you're not ready. And so do a quick pause and go look, because you're going to be like, what the... Just even hearing you just now say that you weren't really artistic. I'm like, what? Yes, you, I don't know how you got from 0 to hero here, but you did.
Thank you.
Okay. So what was your very first one? Do you remember?
Yes, it was The Smallest Part by Amy Harmon. I love her books. She is kind of, she's published through Lake Union, but her books don't get the recognition they deserve. Anyway, I could go on and on,
Okay.
but her books are phenomenal. And it was called The Smallest Part, and it had like 3 cut out paper, like, paper figures like on the front. And I was like, I just kind of want to make this. So it was very rough. I actually kind of want to redo it for like the anniversary of that post, because I didn't even have an X-Acto knife. I was like just working with what I had, and I was like, I'm just going to do this. And it took forever, but it just lit a fire, and it became so excited. And then a friend of mine actually introduced me to the fact that food coloring can be absorbed so well into Pido. I mean, who would have thought? Like, I just
And
would
not
never.
me.
No. And so you see these cake artists doing all these amazing things with fondant, and I looked at them and I was like, well, I mean, I'm going to do that with pie dough, because why not? And it's a little tricky because of gluten-free dough. You don't have the elasticity that normal dough does. So I've had to spend a lot of time working with that, but it's been so fun. It's just been such a fun project.
Okay. 2 questions.
Yes.
Number 1, when was that first one? I want to see your time frame here, because you're a master now at what you do. So just tell me real quick, when was that?
I think it was May or April of 2018.
Oh, okay. So you've learned a lot in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
How did you learn this? Like, I want a granular answer here, because I mean, you just said I didn't know food coloring could be absorbed. I mean, you started from the beginning. So what you create now is so elaborate, and it looks like impossible. And I don't know how you do it. Like, did you go to the internet? Did you learn on YouTube? Did somebody teach you? How did you learn how to do this?
I just kind of started experimenting, and I found out that I had a knack for color theory. I had no idea. I mean, who would have guessed? So I can look at a color on a pie, and that's one of my favorite parts, is being like, okay, this is the base note. I need to add a little of this, little of this, little of this to perfectly match this color.
Yeah.
And I played around with it a lot. And then I just started I went on Amazon and just looked up like impression mats. That's one of my favorite tools to use. Anything people use for cake decorating and fondant, silicone molds, cookie cutters, pie punches, whatever. And then I was like, I'm going to try to utilize these. And then I quickly figured out what I do better freehand, and then what works better with a mold, and which molds will work, which ones won't. But I'm constantly still looking. I'm always searching for new techniques. I watch like the cake decorating shows for techniques on what to do with my pies, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and it doesn't always translate, obviously, because they are very different, fondant and pie dough. But it's been fun to see, like, to push the boundaries a little bit and to kind of see what I can create with them. And it's just been fun. So I don't really have like a great clear answer, except for the fact that I just started experimenting, and I just kind of dove in, and I looked at a cover and was like, what do I want to do with this? How do I want to create this? So
yeah, it's interesting to look at your work, because you don't necessarily have like a style template that you just apply to all the different books. Some of them are impressionist, some of them are art deco, some of them are real interpretive, some of them are on the nose. Like you're creative. Like you're really creative in your interpretation of a book cover.
Thank you so much.
It's wild to look at. Like, I know I've got my phone right in my hand because I just keep staring at your account. I'm just like, I was going through it this morning, just picking out my favorites.
Oh, so sweet.
They're just beautiful. The one that you did for Glennon's book is like, I don't even know what to say.
That's probably my favorite. If someone was to ask me what my favorite pie was, it would probably be that one. I love that one. It took me 15 hours to figure out what I wanted to do with that design, because the first several tries, it looked like a child's finger painting, because it's really hard to mimic the flow and movement of liquid paint that you capture on a photograph on a book on a very, kind of solid, stable piece of pie dough. And so I just kind of went with what I felt, and that's what came out.
For people that are on the YouTube channel, I'm going to hold this up so you can look at it real quick. I'm just going to hold up my phone. Like, okay, let me get it. Can we see what's happening here? This is out of control. Wait, I can't do it. Oh, it's so incredible. You had to have stood back and looked at that and been like, nailed it.
I was like,
nailed it.
It took
there
me forever.
She is.
I mean, I may have cried once or twice. I really loved that book, and I wanted to do it justice. And it's like, when my mom always says, I can tell you really loved that book because of the pie you created, because like I pour my heart into it. And then it's like, I want this to
Oh,
reflect this book, because that's
yeah.
basically why I do what I do, is so people see my pie and I think, I need to read that book because that looks awesome. And
Okay.
so, that was a really big deal to me. So I just tried and tried and tried. And when I finally got there, I was like, there we go.
Got it.
There she is. Yep.
That's the next round of questions I want to ask you
Yeah.
about, except I want to tell you that one of the pies that I just couldn't quit looking at is the one that you did for the lighthouse.
Oh,
It's so
yeah.
beautiful. It's
Thank
dark and
you.
moody and
Thank
like,
you.
look, okay, I'm holding this back up for YouTube watchers, but like the blacky blue leaves all around
Thank
that.
you.
It's very moody. Like, and I haven't read this book, but I'm looking at the cover going, oh, I think you
Yeah.
captured the mood of this
Thank you.
book. So, okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Because I have questions around this. Because you're like, you know what? Nobody tells me what to do. I'm going to take two of my favorite things, reading and baking. I'm going to combine them. Yeah. And that's just going to be a thing I do. I make a new category. And so can you talk about your process for even choosing which book covers to recreate? Like, do you only create pies for books you have read? Is it only for favorite books, or is sometimes the cover the inspiration, even if the book is medium? Like, you're like, the book is okay, but look at this cover. I'm just, what does this look like for you?
It's kind of all of the above, honestly. I typically tend to only post books that I have read, because I want to, make sure that I'm giving them like my seal of approval. Like, I really loved this. But sometimes I am just so drawn in by a cover. I think I have to recreate this, and I'll read you later. But most of the time I have read them, and I, want to pour my love for the book into the pie that I'm creating. So it's kind of a different process. I actually have just recently started a business where I now take commissions for authors to help them in their marketing by creating pies for their books. So that's kind of a new wave of what I'm doing as well, which is so fun. It's like my absolute passion, because I am such a book pusher. I'm just like, please read all these books. So if I can help in their marketing campaigns to get their books out in the world, their book babies, they pour their heart and soul into them. Usually it's books that I'm really moved by, or feel, like this world needs this book. And then sometimes it is just like, hey, everybody look at this cover. I mean, the cover designers are killing it. Like, it is just insane. They give me so much to work with. So
besides like Glennon's book, which we just talked about, do you have another couple of favorites where you were just like, I loved this project. This one, I loved the final result. I loved what it looked like. I love the color, whatever it is.
Yeah. Let's see. I did recently one called All the Blues Come Through, and I believe that was for like an indie author. I loved her, and that was a really fun project. I loved that pie.
Oh yeah, it's so gorgeous. Look at the synergy between the cover and what you created. This is when you say you have a knack for color theory. I see what you're saying. Yeah. There's a million shades of greens, blues, and navies, and you have the exact ones.
Yeah.
So,
thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, this is so. What was the other one you said?
I loved doing Black Cake. That was a more recent one as well. That one took forever, but was so fun to try to recreate. One it's not as recent, but The Girl with the Louding Voice. I loved doing that pie. Yeah. That was a really, really, I loved that book so much that I love doing that pie.
Oh, look at me. I'm just lost. I'm lost in your Instagram feed. It just doesn't end. Okay. Let me ask you another technical question.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's so pretty. The most fun we ever had with those gorgeous leaves.
Yes. I loved that one.
Oh, these are so beautiful.
Thank you.
How long do these take? Like, because this is all time sensitive work. You can't start it and finish it 3 days from then. It just, right? I don't know. I'm not a baker.
Can't,
is that
because, well, and it's tricky because I think with like cakes and fondant, you kind of can, but the colors change, they morph the longer they sit. And so it's something that I don't want to give them too much time. So it's usually about 5 hours. from start to finish of the design.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's longer. If I can't really nail down what I want to do ahead of time, that takes the longest. That's like
Oh
the
yeah.
hardest part. So
Mhm.
sometimes I start and I'm like, what am I doing here? This is no,
Okay.
thank you.
So
And
sometimes you start with a really clear, I've storyboarded this. This is what it's
mhm,
going to look at. And sometimes you're
yeah,
like, let's just see what happens.
exactly. Yeah, most of
Uh-huh.
the time it's let's see what happens. I can't draw. I
Mm,
just can't.
okay.
So I'm not able to like sketch my designs ahead of time. It's all just kind of in my head. Like, where do I want to go with this? Is this working? Are these colors working? And so
Yeah.
that's kind of the fun of it is like, I'm not even quite sure what's gonna come out when I'm
Uh-huh.
done. I'm like, oh, there it is.
Oh
So
my gosh. I love this
fun.
so much. I am
Mhm.
solidly on record as being such a fan of creatives, just creative people in
Yes,
general.
you are. You are. I
Just
love that.
it's particularly when you're innovating something, and particularly when you're in a space way outside of what I do, because I'm just so interested. Like, how do you know how to make a leaf?
Yeah.
Like, how did you learn how to do this? It just is so over the top to me. It's
Mhm.
so incredible what you have figured out how to do. I'm so fascinated with it. So I want to ask you this, because you're a creative,
Mhm.
and again, you just sort of made something up. And so I think for a lot of people, it can be really difficult to discover their own creative niche. Like,
Mhm.
um, and I wish people would give the
Yeah.
energy and the attention that this deserves, because it's
Absolutely.
such an
Absolutely.
outlet. I like how you tied it into part of your healing process
Mhm.
at the beginning of it. Like,
Mhm.
this was, you reach for the two things giving you like comfort and joy, books and
Mhm.
baking. And you're like, look, I'm going to give energy to this because
Yeah.
it's transformative for my own self. I don't even know if
Absolutely.
anybody's, you probably had no idea where all this was going,
I
but
had no idea. Absolutely.
what advice would you give to people looking to find an outlet for their own creativity? And I'd love to hear you talk about the impact that it had on your mental and emotional and really even physical health, frankly.
Mhm. That's
Um,
huge.
and if you could also address this unspoken or spoken, really, objection, which is, this feels selfish,
Mm.
right? Like, I have
Yeah.
so many other things to do. I have
Mhm.
a job or whatever. And like, I don't, I don't deserve the time
Mhm.
to give to something that I just, for the joy of it, for the love of it, for the creativity of it. I really just asked you 6 questions.
I love it. I
Why
love
don't
it
you
all.
just jump in? Okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess first I would say for anyone looking to find their creative niche, I would say to just start something, find something that gives you a spark. My friend is this amazing singer. She's like, I don't know what to do. I'm in such a rut. And I was like, what if you just went to a different karaoke bar every night, totally anonymous, sang your heart out, and then just like left? I was like, what if you just started there? Like it could be
That's
anything. It
good.
can be like a walk in the woods. It could be just taking pictures with your phone.
Yeah.
It could be coloring with colored pencils, whatever it is, dancing, whatever. I just say start with something
Mm,
that already speaks to you, that you
mm,
love, and then just sit back and watch where it goes, because I could have never predicted that
mm.
this is. Sometimes I look at my husband and I'm like, I'm a pie artist. Who would have thought that? I can't even draw
Yeah,
stick figures. Like, this is
totally.
crazy. But I found my
Totally.
medium and I just kind of stumbled
Yeah.
into it, and it was just such a gift. And so I would just say the key is starting, and that kind of parallels with what you said about making the time for it, because we
Yeah.
do live in such a culture that's like, especially as women, I think we have a really hard time saying no to even our kids when
Totally.
we want to pursue a creative endeavor. But one of the things I have realized, because I kind of took some time off the last couple of years, COVID just hit all of
Yeah.
us,
Yep.
and life was hard, and just took some time, and it affected me so greatly. I felt like there was this piece of me missing,
Yeah.
and I wasn't the best wife or mom or friend I could be, because I wasn't me. I wasn't,
Mm,
and so I sat down and I was like, I am setting aside, before it was even my like job, I was like, I'm setting aside this time each day or this time each week to pursue this, and no one bother me. Like just no one bothered. This
Very
is my
good.
time. And so I became very protective of that. And I really tried to, the mom guilt, it comes in and
Oh,
they
sure.
want to be there and you love them. But I told myself, you know what, I am present with them the other
That's right.
17 million hours of the
That's
day,
right.
and this is time I need to be who I am, because I
Good for you.
believe deeply that God is a very creative God, and that he
Mhm.
has made us all with beautiful creativity inside of us.
Yeah,
And it comes out different ways. My dad's an electrical engineer. He designs code and computer chips. It can come out anyway.
it's good.
But I believe it's so deeply ingrained in who we are as
Mm,
people that to hide that or suffocate that um, is almost just really doing yourself a disservice, and it's hurting a piece of you.
mm,
And so I would say it's the opposite of selfish. It is life-giving. It is
mm.
good. It is self-care. It is saying, I am a valuable, unique human being, and this is
It's
how I'm
good.
choosing to express this. And it can change. That's the best part.
Mm,
It could go from reading, out loud at book club 1 month, and then painting the next month. It could be anything, but you're seeing a piece of you that has nothing to do with cooking or cleaning or errands or your
mm,
job or whatever else you're doing in the world. There's just this little bit that's like, this is me. This is
mm.
who I am. This is what I do. And it's exciting to
Yeah,
see magic in yourself, like
totally.
to see yourself as something magical. I have a really hard
Mm,
time embracing that,
it's good.
but this has helped me be like, oh, this is who I am. And I
I
like
love
that. I
this.
love that. So
I do
I would
too.
say it's crucial. It's absolutely crucial, because the
Yeah.
seasons I have put it aside um,
Mm,
have affected me
yeah.
in negative ways, and
Yeah.
it has saved my life countless times. And just I am abundantly grateful for it. I am abundantly grateful. It is the most weird little niche I could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
I never expected it, and that's if I could say that to anybody, it's I went from being in a wheelchair 15 years ago to the
Yeah.
Today Show last week. So you just
Yeah.
never know where your
That's
journey's going
right.
to go. Don't
That's
give
right.
up and keep fighting for that magical part of you that
Uh-huh.
that makes you feel alive,
I
because
love that.
it's just it's crucial to
Uh-huh.
who we are, and allows us to pour out into others in
Yeah.
in such big ways. So that's my little
Totally.
soapbox.
Here,
There
here.
you
No,
go.
it's mine too. I bang this drum all the time.
Yes.
And I would add to it, to the creators and the makers and the dreamers out there sitting on their hands,
Yeah.
that don't let a fear of failure be the thing that keeps you out. That's
No,
crazy. Let
absolutely
me
not.
just clear it up. You will fail.
You will
You
fail.
will. You will
Absolutely.
just fail
Yep.
your way through learning, and that's
Absolutely.
normal.
Hmm.
And or nor apply too much pressure
Hmm.
on your creativity
Nope.
to become whatever.
Right.
Maybe this will become your work. Maybe it
Yeah.
won't.
Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll
Maybe it'll
just
have commercial
maybe it
success.
starts.
Maybe it won't.
Yeah. And the point is to do it. Even if I had
That's right.
never been recognized, I think I would still have the most massive love for this project. Even if I was
Yes.
just doing this in my home, to be able to look at something and say, look what I made. I
Yeah.
did that,
Yes.
and feel that pride in yourself, and the excitement of
Uh-huh.
starting out with a vision and then making it happen is
That's right.
so life affirming, no matter what it is. Even if it's just
That's
something
right.
you keep to yourself
That's
forever, it's
right.
so powerful.
That's right. And frankly, it's low risk, you guys. It really is. So,
Absolutely.
what if you start your thing and it's
Yeah.
trash at first?
Yeah.
Of course it is. My first book is so terrible that I literally wish that there was just a book specific, like, natural disaster that would wipe it off every shelf. I mean, it's just terrible. But you have to start. You
You
start
have to
somewhere,
start.
and
You
you
start
learn
somewhere.
and you get better and you grow and you evolve. And it's a
Yep.
pretty low risk endeavor, to be honest. And
Absolutely.
so I love this. Gosh, I'm hoping that as somebody is listening today, they're catching a little fire.
Yes, me
Like,
too. Me
just
too.
catch a little fire. Just do
Mhm.
something. Just start somewhere, even
Yep.
whatever small. Now, I want to go back to something you just said, because
Yeah.
as it turns out, and not that you expected it or that
Yeah.
you steered the ship into these waters, but you have had wild success
Yeah.
around your weird little niche in the world. And so
Yeah.
congratulations on
Thank
being
you.
featured on Good Morning America and Better Homes and Gardens. And you've got Reese, and you've got the Today Show. Like, I just want to hear you talk about what this has been like to experience such a strong response to your work. What's that experience been like?
Yeah.
And has it been exciting?
Yeah.
And what do you see next as possibility?
Okay. I mean, it has been mind blowing. I mean, I am a pie baker from Colorado. Never in a million years did I think I was going to be, I'm a girl pulling up late to pick up, no makeup, like, oh, did I forget his coat? I'm sorry, I'm just a normal person doing their best every single day. And the fact that my little love talent has been noticed and seen and speaks to so many different people. I'm honestly still confused. Like I'm still trying to like embrace that, because I'm like, but why? There's definitely some massive imposter syndrome that I am battling, because it is such a crazy world. And to even be able to talk to you, you have been such an inspiration and mentor of mine for all these years. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, Jen Hatmaker wants to talk
I love
to me.
it.
So it's a gift.
Yeah.
I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful. I have no idea even why, but I am, because there's so many massively talented people out there that don't always get noticed, and so it's I don't really know why but I am deeply grateful for it. I'm grateful if I can, spread a spark and spread even a message of don't give up, because you just never know where life's going to take you.
That's right.
It is such an exciting journey, and you don't know, I was just in tears last week before the Today Show, thinking, again, 15 years ago, I thought I had no future. And then here I am. And it is amazing. So it's been really exciting. Yeah.
This idea of community, it's just so vital, right? Studies have proven again and again that people in community have markedly improved physical, mental, and emotional health. So in the Jen Hatmaker Book Club, we talk about books every month, of course, yes. And we have all the bells and whistles to support that book talk. It's incredible. But what really we love the absolute most is each other. Our book clubbers support each other, like in the hard times. We celebrate each other in the good times. It's like magic. These are real, authentic, genuine connections that happen in our private face group, but also in real life. You guys, we have local chapters in cities and towns across the entire US where members have cultivated, I kid you not, lifelong in-person friendships. They found their people. The sharing and caring that goes on in this community is just breathtaking, and you wouldn't believe the beauty that lives inside of this group. We want you to find the community and connection we all need. And we are waiting for you with open arms. So, come for the great books, but stay for the even greater community of women. Find out more at jenhatmakerbookclub.com. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you know that I'm literally always wearing Able. I've believed in this brand from day one. I will forever champion a fashion company that's not only devoted to chic, effortless style, but that also empowers women through opportunity and dignity. So I was thrilled to take my love of Able to the next level this spring and collaborate on a collection of dresses with sleeves and with pockets. Hello. As you might know, we love dresses with sleeves around here, and we also love dresses with pockets, and we especially love ones that are size inclusive and versatile enough to be worn a million ways for any occasion. You guys, it has been so fun to see this collab come to life. Plus, Able has so many other amazing new apparel items, sandals, sneakers, handbags, jewelry, perfect for spring and summer. And how incredible that dressing the part with Able is also doing so much good in our world. Head on over to ableclothing.com to check out my dress collection and all their amazing new arrivals. And then use my code JEN to save 15% off anything. So that's ableclothing.com and use the code JEN. All right. Tell us what books you are kind of workshopping in your head right now. You're thinking on them. You're looking at the cover. They've caught your imagination.
Yeah.
And we may see them on your Instagram feed in the next couple of months.
Yes. Amanda Gorman's book, Change Things, her child's book, is like gorgeous with like all these different colors.
Good one.
That's a big one on my radar. I have all these ideas. Is it okay if I look at my phone? Because
It's
I
okay if
have
you
them
look.
in
I've
my
been looking
head
at my phone our entire interview
okay.
and
I have
holding
them
it
all
up to
written
my
down.
camera so people can see
Yes.
all the things, the beautiful things you create. So yes, it is okay if you look at your phone.
Okay, thank you.
This is where you keep your running list of ideas.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I have a really fun idea for One Italian Summer by Rebecca Searle.
Mm.
Atlas of the Heart. I am so
Oh
excited to
yeah.
do that one.
Yeah.
That
That's
cover is
begging for
amazing.
a
I
pie.
love that book. Yes. I was
Uh-huh.
like, I cannot wait.
That red color, the
Yeah,
heart, like you have
that
so
was
many places to go.
absolutely, that was like, I am doing that pie, whether I like the book or not. It's Brene Brown. Of course, I'm going to like the book.
I
I love
mean,
the book,
she's the
but
queen.
exactly. So I was pretty safe there, but I was like, this is happening no matter what, because I
But the
loved that
cover's
one.
gorgeous.
It's
Like
gorgeous.
it's
Gorgeous.
art. It's
It
art.
is.
So yeah.
I'm so excited to work with it. I
Uh-huh.
can't wait. Um, let's see. Ooh, What My Bones Knew. I think her name's Stephanie Fu. It
Ooh.
looks incredible. Like it's just
Uh-huh.
flowers and bone. It's really beautiful.
Mm.
Olga Dies Dreaming is also a really amazing cover. Um, yeah. Ooh, and the
Okay.
Black Girls Must Die Exhausted and Black Girls Must Be Magic. Those are two
Mm.
that are just gorgeous and floral, and that
Uh-huh.
I'm really excited to work on.
Okay. This is
Yeah,
exciting.
there's
So at
lots of
this
ideas.
point, what do you what's your pace here? Like how often do you make one of these things?
Probably every day at this point.
Oh, you make one every day. Oh
Well,
my
I don't
gosh.
always. I used to for the last couple of years. It would be like one every month or something.
Okay.
It kind of depends on my pace. I am
Uh-huh.
in the process of trying to kind of really build up this business and show authors what I can do with their
Yeah.
books and how I can help them. And so right
Uh-huh.
now is kind of my resume building time.
Yeah.
So I'm really working on it like every day, trying to really build this. But it kind of depends because some weeks are busier than others, and sometimes I get like one or two done, and it just
Yeah.
depends. But
I
yeah.
love your business idea.
Thank
Like
you. Thank you.
this is a niche. This is a niche of mine, which
Yeah.
is take what you love,
Hmm.
what you love, what you're good at, what like makes you feel energized. And is it possible to make this your work?
Yeah.
That's me. That's the
Yeah.
Jen Hatmaker intersection right there.
I
I am
love that.
always
Absolutely.
essentially writing up business plans for people.
I love that.
And so
Yes.
I'm so happy for you that you're like,
Thank you.
this is a job potential. Like,
Yep.
again, you made one up. Hey,
Mhm.
authors, how about I do
Yep.
a pie with your book cover? You invented a thing.
Yep.
But that is creative too.
Yeah.
This adding this business overlay into what's to your creative space. It's fantastic. Okay. We're going to wrap this up.
Okay. Yes, I could talk to you forever, so I apologize.
Same.
Ramble.
All I'll do is scroll through your feed and I
Perfect.
want to just keep talking about things.
I love it.
So, okay. This is a really fun series on pastimes, hobbies, creative outlets. I feel very energized by it, I think, because I'm a creative. My medium is words, but this gets me going. Yes. So we're asking everybody in this series these questions. Okay. All right. Here's the first one. So when you're not baking and creating your particular thing, what is your guilty pleasure activity like that you do to wind it down?
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say I don't have a Cold Stone Creamery near me, but I love Cold Stone Creamery. There's one on the other side of town, and I am far too lazy to drive 30 minutes to get it. So I will DoorDash that and it will come to me. And then I will watch a British murder mystery, like Midsummer Murders, something.
Yep.
And I just sit there, I close the door, and that's probably it. That's like
this
really
is so
how
good.
I unwind. Yeah.
That's such a good answer.
Yeah. My husband's like, you're DoorDashing ice cream. And I said, absolutely I am, because it is cheesecake and it has mix-ins. And I don't want to, drive
Why is this a question? Of course I am.
Yes, exactly.
In your niche, what is if you have to pick one, what is your must-have tool or gadget that makes it 10 times easier to do what you do? You can't get rid of this one.
Probably my X-Acto knife.
Oh,
because it's so sharp and gives me I can do anything with it. So definitely that. I couldn't live without it.
Yeah, your stuff's so precise.
Thank you.
You can't just cut that with a butter knife.
No. Yeah.
Okay. Here's the last question.
Okay.
And actually ask everybody in every single series this final question. Okay. You can answer this however you want to answer it.
Okay.
What is saving your life right now?
Man, I think besides books, I created this like Power Girl playlist on my phone to play when the days, like when I am feeling the questions or the doubts or the insecurities, and just to remind myself like this is what we're doing. You've got this. And so probably that. I play it a lot, really loud. Fight Song by Rachel Platten. I mean, I just literally on all the time. And so yeah, I love it.
Is this on Spotify? Can we look at it? Can we see your playlist?
It's not on Spotify, but I could put it there. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's a good one. I mean, Beyonce's got so many. Just
a bunch of like female bangers. Like this might be, we might need to share this.
Yes, I would be happy to share it because it is keeping me going. It is absolutely everything. So yeah, I love it.
I like that. I like that so much. Okay. Now, if I haven't already made it real clear about your Instagram feed, can you tell my listeners where they can find you, all the stuff, like where all things Stephanie are located?
Okay. Instagram is the main place right now. I do have a teensy weensy TikTok account that has like 2 videos, and I am working on getting there, but it's like I said, technology. I'm on Facebook.
And by the way, everybody, on Instagram, it's PieLadyBooks. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And then Facebook, I am also PieLadyBooks, and I am currently working, a super talented friend of mine is designing my website, and that should be up soon, and that will be PieLadyBooks.com. So that will be up, and then people can kind of see more background stuff of what I'm doing and, contact me through there. So, but right now it is Instagram is the best.
And so let's just say that we have an author listening in, and she's like, I want a pie in the commissioned in my book cover genre, and I want to pay Stephanie to do it. Is this where they find you?
Absolutely.
Via social media?
Yeah. And they can email me at PieLadyBooks@gmail.com.
Yep.
Or message me on social media. And and I would love to do it. It is such a huge passion of mine. So yeah.
Okay. I love this. I'm so happy to have met you. I just feel delighted and enchanted by you and what it is you're putting out into the world. And so I'm so happy for you. I really am. I'm just so happy that you found this like beautiful place of like life and joy.
Thank you.
Right in your own kitchen.
Yep. Right in my own
kitchen.
So
fantastic. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. If you haven't already, if I haven't just made it abundantly clear, go now to her Instagram account and follow her. I'm not even joking right now. I'm not messing around with you. PieLadyBooks. Okay. And just see her incredible work. And I just was inspired by that just unbridled love and affection for creativity, the boundaries to put around the time it will take and the permission to do it. I love this. And I know that so many of you have so much inspiration and creativity, just like churning in your heart and in your mind. And I hope that you too will just make the decision to create room for it in your life. You deserve it. And even if it is simply for the love of it, that's reason enough. So you guys, fun, way, way more in this series to come. Just people that I'm inspired by, and creators and makers and dreamers and innovators. And this is a really fun series. I'm really glad that we're doing it. And I love the people we've assembled for you. So don't miss any episodes. You can go subscribe to the podcast and it'll just always show up for you and you won't miss any at all. And then as always, over at jenhatmaker.com under the podcast tab, we'll have the whole show, we'll have the show notes, and we'll have links to everything the guest mentions, including all their socials and all their work. So you can always get everything you need over there. All right, you guys, me and the podcast team, we love you. We love bringing you fantastic episodes, an amazing series, and just the best guests on earth. So thanks for being the best listeners on earth. See you next week.